These are all the perfumes that I bought last month, and I'm going to rank them from least favourite to most favourite, which I don't know how I'm going to manage to do that. Hello, welcome back to another perfume haul ranking video. Usually I wrap up my monthly perfume purchases at the end of the month. This is pretty much the first opportunity I've had to film this haul from December last year. It's nearly the end of January, but I've just not had a chance to film this video. So anyway, we're filming it now. It's a little bit late. Number 9 was pretty much an impulse purchase at the register at Chemist Warehouse. This was $10. This is the Lovely Noir from Sarah Jessica Parker. To me, it doesn't smell anything like the original Lovely, which I have had, but I prefer the Narciso Rodriguez line of perfumes because that's basically what this was inspired by. This one actually came out last year, and this is the tiny, tiny bottle, probably a 10 ml. This is a 30 ml. So 30 ml, $10. So I was like, sure. This one's really quite nice. I was very surprised, even like on skin. It's quite boozy smelling. It's got like pear and mandarin in the top of this, along with, I think, jasmine. In the middle is sandalwood, peony, and benzoin. So quite woody, resinous with a little bit of floral. And then in the base, vetiver, amber, and patchouli. So this is really heavy on all of the like earthy, woody, ambery notes, with the pear and mandarin in the top, making it kind of fizzy and sparkly and sweet. I really like it. I'm quite shocked that I like this so much. I haven't worn a lot of it. I've only worn it twice maybe. A very affordable, super affordable option, especially if you like stronger, richer perfumes and not like floral, light, fluffy perfumes. This is an eau de parfum as well. Aside from the fruit in this, there's no other sweet notes, so it's quite interesting that it's so sweet, and it's got like a deep richness to it that definitely reminds me of something a little bit more expensive, more of a heavy, strong, punchy, boozy smell, and also like a boozy, non-rich vanilla, because there's no vanilla in it. It's got a sweet, biscuity, like Biscoff sort of smell as well. I did actually spray this yesterday, and I can still smell it on the paper. Just office friendly in my opinion. It's not like beast mode, so if you want this scent profile on a budget with like less risk of offending lots of people, because this sort of scent can be very strong in other perfumes and really overpowering. So anyway, that is my number 9 surprise perfume purchase. Number 8 goes to Armani C Intense by Giorgio Armani. This was pretty much my last purchase last year. Look how much I've used already. So I've only had it a few weeks. Oh God, I love this smell. So I have 2 Armani Cs in this haul, as you will have noticed. I've got the Parfum, which features towards the end of this video, and the Intense. So the Intense came out quite a few years ago, and to me is a lighter version of the Parfum. So there's a spoiler alert for you. I really like this as a summer perfume, hence why I bought it during summer. In my opinion, this is a really pretty elevated rose with lots of vanilla and ambery notes, starting off with a really juicy blackcurrant syrup. And the combination of blackcurrant and rose, just, I don't know, it's just perfect. And if you've smelt Bay by Diptyque, or Bays, the candle, the most popular pretty much candle by Diptyque, this is what it reminds me of, because it's got, that has berries and I think blackcurrant in it, a cassis note, and then this also has that plus the rose and vanilla. So I feel like they were inspired by that candle. I'm sure of it. Just quickly, I forgot to mention at the start of this video that this list is curated by somebody who loves vanillas and gourmand perfumes and is slowly gaining more of a nose and a affection for florals and, dare I say, like fresher perfumes. But definitely my first love lies with vanillas, and then gourmand perfumes after that. Pretty much been on a mission for the last couple of years, maybe 4 or 5 years, to find seasonal appropriate perfumes that I can wear when it's warmer, for example, and not just have the same signature perfume throughout the year, which was Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, by the way. I used to live in a lot warmer climate in Sydney, and it was just a little bit too much sometimes in summer. And I thought, you know what, I'd really love to find some summery alternatives that I still like, that are sweet or on the sweeter side or gourmand side, but aren't too much. And thankfully and luckily for me, the last couple of years, we've had an influx of vanilla-y style perfume profiles to like choose from. So many now. Anyway, I've digressed. So I think this is excellent in summer because it's very sweet, but it's got this fizzy champagne feel and it's light. Also, I'm sure the Sea Original would be just as good in summer, but this is a lot sweeter, which is why I like it. And I don't think it's too sweet for summer. I think it's just right because it's got fruit in it, so it doesn't make it too cloying or intense, but it's still intense, especially if you're not used to vanillas and gourmands the way I am. So remember, vanilla obsessed over here. This is a really nice interpretation of rose because it's not stuffy or really powdery. It's not fresh. I'm thinking here of like a really popular rose perfume, Delina by Parfums de Marly. Totally different perfume. Totally different. Because this is so affordable, I think this bottle was $90. This is the 30ml. Office friendly, excellent gift, blind buy, kind of staple in my opinion for a woman. I finally got this in my collection. I've been wanting this since summer last year. It does though heavily remind me in all stages, except this is, I'll explain why later, lighter version of the Parfum or vice versa. So Parfum very much more intense, keeping in line with the smell and the scent and the experience of the intense. Hence why I love this. Number 7. I was so shocked. I was so shocked by this perfume. This is Jimmy Choo, I Want You. This is not new. It's been around for years. 2020 up. So I bought this yesterday after filming. Oh God. When I first tried this, when it came out in like 2020, I was just, was not ready. I was not prepared for this scent profile. As I previously mentioned, my love for vanilla was very strong back then. My preferences were solely straight vanilla forward perfumes. So this is not that, but it is. It's got peach in it, mandarin or orange, it's on Fragrantica it says mandarin orange, so like, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Jasmine and red lily. I'm just going to go with jasmine in the middle, and on the base is vanilla. I am now obsessed with trying to find the best peach perfumes that I can because I love the smell of this. Unfortunately, the peach freshness that opens up and like lasts at least an hour, maybe slightly longer, does not last the whole journey of the perfume. The creaminess comes from the jasmine. When you get to the dry down, it's just as nice. It's just a jasmine-y vanilla. It's just a vanilla when you dry down. But the peach, the sweet orangey mandarin and peach note in this, oh my gosh. This would be classified as gourmand now, I suppose, but it's more of a white floral fruity gourmand. So it's not like vanilla-y, caramelly, biscuity, want to eat yourself, but like this is such a pretty perfume in summer. Oh my gosh, I am so impressed, and I need to try the other ones on my skin. I've smelt them in store, but the original, and there's also a new one that came out last year in a pink bottle. I'm very excited to try that when it comes to Australia. And it does have a shampooy soapiness, but it doesn't go too far in that direction because I don't like shampooy soapy smelling perfumes. This is very light, not too synthetic peach. I think this is really versatile, obviously office friendly. A 60ml, I got this half price at Chemist Warehouse, so this was the same price as the 30ml when it was on sale. So look out for sales from Chemist Warehouse. Love. And I'm a little bit late to the party, but look, you know, it's better late than never. I actually filmed this same video yesterday for TikTok, so I've already said everything once, but since then I've changed my mind. I had these next two perfumes around the other way, but I'm gonna move this one down a spot. I sprayed the next one on my skin yesterday and I had this one and I was like, I'm not as obsessed with it. And I thought it would be the case that it would be the opposite. So this is 2150 Reverie by Victoria Beckham. I was heavily influenced by this based off a YouTuber that I watch quite frequently. She loves this perfume and I, based off the Fragrantica comments and obviously the perfume notes. Could not wait, added this to cart immediately as soon as Victoria Beckham Beauty was announced as being available to buy from Mecca in Australia. Look, I really like the dry down, actually. It's a very cozy, beautiful, unusual interpretation of like a tobacco vanilla. There's a plum note in this as well. I'm going to spray a fresh spray. The experience I get when I first spray this is probably why it's not higher on the list. In the top is tobacco leaf. Now, I don't know what part of the tobacco leaf, as in, is it dried already? Is it green tobacco leaves? I get like a very green, almost hay-like smell, and it's mixed with the middle note, which is plum. I get the plum, deep plum, rich fruitiness smell mixed in with the tobacco leaf that comes off a bit hay-like, which my nose tells me smells like pickle juice. I think it's warm and cozy, and it's definitely unique. The vanilla is there, but it's competing with this tobacco-y, pickly plum note that I get, and it takes maybe 10-15 minutes to disappear. I have to push through that smell. In the base, there's vanilla, tonka, and cedarwood. So very woody vanilla, rich vanilla base. And maybe it's the tonka, because I think tonka can also confuse people's noses. It's the vanilla that's vanilla-y. The thing with tonka beans, is they can smell a bit grassy. It varies from like grassy to like a sweet tobacco-y almondy scent. So I guess it depends on the quality of your ingredients or what type of tonka beans you're using. That's potentially where I'm also getting this grassiness from, is the tonka bean. The other thing to note as well with tobacco leaves is they can either smell more boozy and like whiskey smelling, or caramelly smelling, or even hay smelling. So my nose is picking up the tobacco leaf and telling me it's hay, and that is definitely spot on for that perfume note. And even now, it's definitely improving, and it's less hay-like, and it's a bit more like spicy, sweet, dry vanilla. Quite a sexy scent, more appropriate for colder weather, night times. Kind of like a cocktail lounge feel or a gentleman's club feel. It does remind me slightly of Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, but in like a totally different way, but same sort of family. They're cousins, okay? We are up to number 5, and this was originally 6 yesterday. So we've got Prada, Paradoxe, Intense. I sprayed this when I was filming yesterday, and that's why today I was like, actually, I need to swap the two of those over, and I didn't spray it on paper. So originally I didn't like the Prada Paradoxe perfumes. I never tried them on my skin, perhaps. I don't like the original. It's too soapy for me. This is a little sweeter and more like syrupy. It's got a definite edge to it from the neroli. There's pear, neroli bud, and bergamot in the top of this perfume. Then there's neroli essence, jasmine, and moss in the middle. And the moss is very interesting because moss is typically in chypra, I don't know how to say it, but that type of style of perfume. And I think the combination of the bergamot, the heavy hit of neroli, and the jasmine and the moss, it's white florals, but like not pretty and not soapy. It's sort of peppery, but it's not. It's very tangy, but it's sweet. In the base, there's a heavy dose of like ambroxany, ambrofix, like moxalone, ambrofix, serenolide, plus vanilla and vanilla. Natural vanilla and then vanilla bourbon. So heavy vanilla, white floral perfume with a heavy dose of bergamot neroli. There's something about it. It's on my skin. It just really projects well. I can smell this for hours, and it wafts into my like sphere every so often. It's kind of delicate, but it's also a little bit jarring and sharp, which is weird because maybe that's why it's called Paradoxe, because it's got that hit in it, but there's also a lot of sweetness in this, plus all the ambroxany molecule-y ingredients, which make perfume notes stand out, makes perfume last longer, and it, according to your DNA, will then change the structure or the smell of the perfume. I quite like this. It's definitely, for me, more of a spring, summer, warmer month perfume. I think this is office friendly, depending how much you spray. It leaves a perfume trail. It's got really great projection, and it does last a long time. There's this salty feel as well, which might be the moss and also all the molecules and potentially the neroli. I'm not sure what my nose is translating that from, but it's quite a salty feel, but it's not sunscreeny. So that's probably why I like this in summer. I think it's a lot better than the original. It's got a bit more oomph to it. And like I said, this is less soapy on my skin, and it's definitely stronger and lasts longer because I've tried a sample of the original on my skin, and this one just performs so much better and it's a lot sweeter. So I love this. Number 4 is Impadia by BDK. I had a decan of this and I used it up virtually before I decided to buy a full-size bottle. I don't have a lot of rose-forward rose perfumes. I would like to buy Delina and Delina Exclusive and also try more and more rose perfumes because I'm really liking the rose style of perfume. But this is really safe as an entry-level rose, especially if you want like a fancy rose, fancy niche perfume. The addition of pear into the mix with this just makes it sing. It's like a jammy rose. It's not a stuffy, powdery rose. It's not fresh or green smelling. It's not delicate like a bouquet of flowers or anything like that. It's sweet, but not sickening and sickly. It's really nice. It's so pretty and it makes me feel really girly and feminine, but it's also really strong, but not like offensively strong. Leaves a perfume trail, has really good sillage, has really good longevity. Bergamot and mandarin and pear. 2 types of rose, Bulgarian and Turkish, and then orange blossom or African orange flower. And then in the base is sandalwood, vanilla, and akigala wood. Akigala wood is a synthetic version of patchouli. I actually initially didn't really like the akigala wood. It's a very peppery version of patchouli, but it's not headache inducing, which is why I'm okay with it. I will mention that it's compared frequently to be like a cross between Delina and Amouage Guidance. Amouage Guidance I do not like on my skin. It comes off smelling really like body odory, like bad body odor, cat wee kind of feel. So I don't like Guidance, thank goodness, because that's an expensive perfume. This is like a cross between the 2 of those perfumes, and I guess it's because one has rose and the other one has like the pear in it as well. The color of the bottle really does illustrate what this smells like. It's like a very chic Parisian rose. It's girly, it's feminine. You could wear this in the office. It's depending how much you spray. It's not going to offend anybody. I think you're going to pull compliments as well. I have always loved the dry down of this as well, especially the sweetness. There's just something about it once it gets to the dry down, the vanilla-y, woody sweetness, it just stays. It's really good. Very feminine, very sophisticated, and I am very happy to have this. I probably could have bought this in spring, so I would have gotten a little bit more wear out of this perfume, but it's still appropriate in summer, in my opinion. When I filmed this video for TikTok, I just had the top 3 as equal first place, but I feel like I might change that. No, I'm going to change the order. Right, so the last 3 are very, very hard to separate in terms of my favorite. Number 1.3, this is definitely equal first place, but I'm going to talk about this one first because this is a limited edition, so it's not quite winning this list. Purely for that reason, I'm thinking of the viewer here, okay? So this is Shalimar L'Essence by Guerlain. This is a limited edition release of Shalimar. It's very vanilla-y, and this is to celebrate 100 years of Shalimar. Let's just sit there with that for a second. I think Shalimar was the first like amber profile for feminine, like for women's perfumes. Vanilla-y amber. Not the first vanilla, but the first amber for women, I'm pretty sure. I blind bought this. I bought it from, I think I got you from Harrods. Glad I did because there weren't many available in Australia and they were the bigger size and it was double the price. So I got a 50ml. I did pay $50 or $45 for shipping. It's so worth it. I can still smell it. It's, oh gosh, maybe this should be higher. Whoa, this is number 2 actually. I can't separate the last 3. I keep changing already during filming which order this 3 is. So they're all equal first. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have Shalimar Original. I would like to get the original Eau de Toilette and try the Parfum, but this is the most vanilla version of they've ever done, according to a lot of people. In the top of this is almond, incense, and bergamot, and you can smell the bergamot and the incense. It's kind of smoky, but really, really light, not full on, not like church incense, more like a light dusting of smokiness. In the middle is a heavy amount of iris and amber and rose, and then opopanax as well, which is another resin, and ethyl vanillin. So there's like a vanilla compound, synthetic vanilla. And then in the base is vanilla musk, benzoin again, tonka bean, and a leather note. And the leather in this is so beautiful. It's really faint and light. I'm not spraying this on the card. I don't want to waste it because I can't buy this anymore. It's limited edition and it's very precious, and that's how much I've used already. So I've got to ration myself with this one. It's the only time I will justify saving perfumes and not like just liberally spraying, because I won't be able to replace her. So she's very special. I just felt like I wanted a piece of history, and because this was like, this is still a really high selling perfume. It does have a lot of powder in it, but the vanilla is there. It's just got this really dainty, delicate, vanilla-y, powdery, but deep because of the incense and the leather feel. Very rich and opulent, but not heavy. It doesn't give me a headache. It's not overpowering or anything, not suffocating. It's just elegant and really, really expertly blended. It was worth every penny, and it was worth the risk for me. Very complex in the layers. A tad vintage feeling because of all the iris in this, but there's, oh God, Guerlain. They just know what they're doing. And also I can smell this the next day in my hair. Also got loads of compliments every time I've worn this, which is not many times. So she's number one, but she's number one of 3 perfumes. We're gonna do Angel Stellar by Mugler next. This perfume, oh my gosh. So I actually have a full review of this perfume on my channel. So if you want to see the review of that, where I go over this perfume, I don't have the bottle in that video. I filmed that with a decant because I was obsessed, and I'm like, so when I released that, just after I released that video, it was then available to buy in Australia. I got the decant in the middle of last year. I drained that thing slowly because I didn't want to like run out, and then it became available, and then I kind of waited a little bit and I bought it in the Black Friday sales. So I finally got it. To me, this is the best version of Angel. I had the original back when I was a teenager. I loved it. I'm pretty sure the formulation has changed since then many times. It doesn't smell the same to me, or it just smells weird on my skin. I'm gonna go with the former. It's changed, it's not as good. So there's that. I actually did buy a bottle last year as well for the original, just to see what it was like, and it's very polarizing. Lots of patchouli, very dirty smelling, earthy patchouli that makes me feel like it's bad or body odor again. So I just don't like it at the moment. But this has hints of it in its DNA, but none of the grossness, none of the bad BO-ness. It's got a really beautiful dry down. In this is bergamot, pistachio, and patchouli. Don't be scared of the patchouli, it's very light. The pistachio is not soapy, it's not cold, it's very like pistachio butter spread feeling, and the bergamot is there just to sort of lift it all and make it a little bit like dynamic, I suppose. But this to me is the best pistachio I've ever tried. Yes, I've tried Kayali's version. Yes, I've tried 62 by Sol de Janeiro, and then a couple of the others. This one beats them all. I want to eat my arm when I spray this perfume, and I can also smell this on myself throughout the day. It lasts for hours. It projects really well. I've had my sister borrow this and wear it, and I could smell it from her out at a restaurant, meters down the end of the table. I could smell it. I think it's a modern interpretation. She's sort of being brought into the current era, and I think it's a massive improvement. I know there's other flankers, by far the best one. And also it's not like super pistachio where it's gonna alienate people who don't like pistachio perfumes. I don't spray it and go, oh, do I want to smell like pistachio though? I'm so excited to have an Angel that I like again in my collection. God, I was wanting this for months. I kept checking websites and then finally it was available. This is a masterpiece, and obviously Angel was revolutionary. It was probably the first like gourmand when that came out in like what, 1997. That was one of the sort of perfumes that changes. Like most gourmands have the original Angel to thank for how they are today. Revolutionary, and this is very much like lives up to that. And it's not like they just took original Angel and then tweaked it slightly and it doesn't smell any different. Like this really stands alone, and I can still smell her the next day on this card. It's like slightly sweet and nutty and vanilla-y and like cozy vanilla. Yeah. So nice. We have finally come to the last one. This is number 1 as well. I am obsessed with this perfume. This is Sì Parfum by Giorgio Armani, and this came out last year, and I was really not keen on trying this because it's got a leather note in the bottom. Fragrantica reviews also were like, oh, this is too leathery. Just shows you that you can't always trust negative reviews or just reviews in general. Obviously, you're watching this video for my reviews. Everyone's got their own tastes and own nose and skin chemistry and climate they live in, and all like informs your brain and your nose how to interpret perfumes. That being said, I can still smell this just as strong as it was yesterday. Wow. And the card. Right, get on me as well. Oh. So, oh yeah, oh bloody hell. In the top of this, instead of blackcurrant syrup, it's called blackcurrant nectar. Even sweeter and more syrupy and more dense and more rich. Along with saffron, which you can smell, but it's really, really delicate. It's not like super, not a polarizing dose of saffron. It's just really light. In the middle is rose, that's it. And then on the base is vanilla, leather and patchouli. So the leather in this is not too strong. Neither is the patchouli, to be honest with you. I was very thrown. I thought, oh, leather, oh, patchouli, oh, saffron. It's going to be really, really niche, strong, just too much of everything, ruined by the leather. And I just thought, nah, not worth a blind purchase. If I come across it in my travels, definitely give it a go, which is what I did. There was a little boutique in Hobart where I got a chance to try this on my skin. I bought a decant straight away. I thought, no, I need to just test this out. I didn't have this, by the way, at the time, and I could not stop smelling my arm just based off the spray on my body from that day. I couldn't stop smelling it. It was actually the same day that I tried Prada Paradoxe Intense. There's a rich, jammy blackcurrant opening that's more intense than the Intense. It's just a lot like thicker and jammy. Really, oh, the leatheriness is not too full on, because I've tried many leathery type perfumes from like BDK. I've tried all of their perfumes actually, and all the ones that have leather and suede and what have you in them are they're very particular and they're very strong leather, and I don't really like them. So I was thrown off by the leather note in this perfume. But they've made it a little bit more mainstream, a little bit more like mass appealing. It's just a little sprinkling of leather in the base. It's just a masterpiece. I don't, like, honestly, see this whole Sì line. I'm very late to the party, obviously not with this one, but I'm considering getting the original because they're just so well done. It's very deep, very smooth, quite luxurious as a vanilla, and not full on rosy. The rose is there to like complement the other notes. I don't feel like either of these are like rose perfumes. They are the supporting act in these perfumes. The rose, the vanilla and the blackcurrant are definitely like a little bit more prominent. And that's a very similar story to perfumes like Valentino Donna Born in Roma, but that has a little bit more of a Prada Paradoxe type of smell. I think if you prefer the blackcurrant that's in those perfumes, these two particularly, try them if you haven't. It's different, but it's wearable, it's attractive, it's not a basic perfume, versatile all year round possibly more suitable for colder months if you really need seasonal perfumes. Wow, that's my favourite order. That is my order. Slightly changed many a time, but that's my ranking of last month's perfumes. I bought quite a few because there was lots of sales, and I'm very happy, really excited. And I've got so many on my list for 2026, so many wishlist perfumes, so many new releases I need to smell, I need to buy. Let me know what you think the order should have been or your favourites based off this list. And also if you've got any recommendations, suggestions, like throw them at me. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye.